want to speak of top-down processes, and I think these are a little bit more compelling. I know I'm prejudiced, but this idea is that you have context effects that help you interpret something. So, for instance, and I've added an extra one that your text doesn't have. The top word again is they, the second one bake, even though the character is the same, the second character. Now, why is that? Because we incorporate it into the context. But it also contributes to things like this silly paragraph that I've had people read in class before. According to research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. The rest can be a total mess and you can still read it without a problem. And this is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. This is a jumbled mess, and nonetheless, I can read it easily because I'm incorporating context, expectations, as is the case with top-down processing. So now this could lead to missing typos and other things that weren't intended, but nonetheless, it's a powerful endorsement of the idea of top-down, that we can take incomplete things or rearrange things and make sense of them. So, for instance, as of reading, I know it says Cambridge, but then the next word almost has to be university, especially with the capital U and the lowercase y. Can't avoid it. Similar context effects have been demonstrated with perceivers looking to identify objects in real-world scenes. For example, people recognize objects such as food and utensils faster in a scene depicting a kitchen than in the same scene jumbled. And these effects have led many psychologists to argue that any model of perception must incorporate context and expectations. And it likely does. And we'll look at a few further demonstrations. So here's this idea of a kitchen that looks like it's from the 1970s. You can recognize things easier, like salt and pepper shakers that are in context as opposed to another one. So these, context effects are pretty powerful. And but it's not to say that it's all redeeming. It's amazing the things that you might screw up. For example, since I've got a minute here, this was a shorter clip. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Thanks for waiting. I want to go to, this is my favorite one that people screw up all the time. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm in a little trouble here. Thanks for waiting. All right, here we go. And here is an image. And I love to show this in class in person. This black triangle, I have people read it out loud and then remove it very quick. It says Paris in the spring. Or does it? You can see there are two thes. Now, why would people err, E-R-R, make a mistake and say Paris in the spring? Well, they're expecting it to say Paris in the spring. That's a common phrase. But we don't recognize, therefore, the typo in that case, as what happened with my dissertation. In an early page, there's just gruesome mistake that's been there for a couple of decades now, and I just have to live with it. But why did that happen? Because everybody that read it, myself and the proofreaders, knew what it was supposed to say, and we just kind of looked past it. But this is a classic top-down context effect, and in this case, it was sort of deleterious.